Bonjour à tous, bienvenue. Aujourd'hui, on va parler au sujet du subjonctif. Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are going to talk about le subjonctif. If this is your first time back here, this is Learn French with Madame. If it is not your first time back, then welcome back. Today we're talking about the subjunctive. This is an upper level tense in French 3, 4, 5, but it's actually a pretty easy tense to learn. Okay, so let's just dive right in and let's start talking about what is the subjunctive and how we form it. So first thing I want to talk about is what is the subjunctive? So the subjunctive is used when you're talking about necessity and obligation. So necessity and obligation. Meaning you have to do something or it's necessary that this happens. The next thing I want to talk about are key words. So key words that will help you know that you need to use the subjunctive. So I'm going to switch colors to red and we're going to say key words. Okay, so some key words for the subjunctive are il faut que, il est nécessaire, and il est important que. So all three of those are keywords that when you see them, what's going to come after those is the subjunctive. So you can have something like the present tense before this, but after it, the subjunctive will follow. So that's the main part, is that once you see those three words or one of those three phrases, you're going to know that the subjunctive will come after. All right, so now that we know what the subjunctive is and some keywords, let's talk about how we form it. So to form the subjunctive is actually pretty easy. You already know pretty much how to conjugate it. The only difference is that there's some irregulars, which we'll talk about later on. But let's talk about how to form the regulars. So for the formation, the important thing to know is that you're going to use the present tense in the il form. Normally, when we're conjugating tenses, we use the new form. This time it's il, so that's important to remember. So we're going to take our verb in the present tense il form, and then we're going to drop the ent, okay? So we drop the ent from our verb. Now we're going to add on our new endings, okay? So our third step is the new endings. And those new endings, I'm going to draw right here for you. For je, you're going to add e. For tu, you're going to add es. For il, elle, on, we're going to add e. New, we're going to add ions, so ions. Next, for vous, we're going to add iez. And for il, elle, plural, we're going to add ent. So these endings are a bit of a mixture between present tense er verb endings and imperfect endings. So we already know all of these endings. We just have to link them to the subjunctive. So let's go through and let's talk about some examples, okay? So we're going to start off with some regular verbs, and then we're going to move to some irregulars later on in the week in our next video. All right, so our first example that I want to talk about is parler. Like I need to talk to, or I have to talk to. It's important that I talk to, and let's just say Madame. So we're going to say in English, I have to talk to Madame. Okay, so this I have to, that is our necessity and our obligation. Now this talk to Madame, that part is going to be in the subjunctive. So I'm going to write my necessity, my key word in red, and then I'm going to write the subjunctive in blue, or in red, green, in green, so you can see these keywords plus the subjunctive coming after it. Okay, so I have to, it doesn't matter which one we want to choose up there, but let's just do il faut que, because that's probably the one that you'll see the most. So il faut que, we're going to say il faut que. Now we need the je, so we need je. Il faut que je. Now we're going to take the verb parler and put it in the subjunctive. So this is the part that's going in green. So we're going to take the verb parler and take off our ent. So I'm going to write my stem down. And now I need to add on my regular ending for the subjunctive. So I'm going to add just an e and then a, madame. Now, this looks a lot like it's in the present tense, right? Because this is how we say I talk in the present tense, and it looks like the present tense. But the key thing to know is that you'll know when you're in the subjunctive when you see one of those key words. So if I wanted to say, we have to talk to Madame, let's do that example, okay? We're going to say, we have to talk to Madame. So I'm going to keep with those same colors. And we're going to say, il est important que. Now we need our subject. So nous. Now our verb. So write down your stem. Helps if I don't throw the pen. Okay, now we're going to add on our new endings. Our new ending is going to be ion, I-O-N-S. So I'm going to put I-O-N-S. Que nous parlions à Madame. Okay, so the important thing to know is that you're really not going to see a change knowing that you're in the subjunctive unless you're looking at the nous or the vous form, but that il faut que, il est nécessaire, il est important, that is super important to trigger the subjunctive. So anytime that you see any one of those three phrases, automatically think the subjunctive will come after it. Our next video, we're going to talk about irregular verbs, and irregular verbs are a little bit more easy to recognize as in the subjunctive because they have irregular forms. So we're going to talk about those in our next video, but c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. That's it for today. I hope that the subjunctive was pretty easy for you and not super hard, as long as you can remember that the subjunctive is used for necessity or obligation. There's three key phrases, il faut que, il est important que, and il est nécessaire que. In our formation, we take the present tense il form, drop our ent, and add on our new endings. And that is how you form the subjunctive. So stay tuned pour aujourd'hui. That's it for today. Le subjonctif n'est pas vraiment difficile. The subjunctive isn't that hard. Mais si vous avez des questions, envoyez-moi un email. C'est tout et à plus.